Welcome back to the Fixture by WICC. As always, I'm your host, Meg Linehan. I'm a national staff writer at The Athletic covering the NWSL and the U.S. Women's National Team. We're a bit more back to normal for our part here, even as the news keeps coming across the NWSL. Now, I've got the latest from Europe and the U.S. from results to the Ballon d'Or nominees, so let's get it going right now. Arsenal has led the way in England so far this season, and they have stayed perfect through the first 5 games, picking up a 3-0 win over Everton last weekend. They bounced back from a fairly humbling Champions League matchup against Barcelona midweek. Katie McCabe earned some headlines of her own thanks to that goal against Everton. Now, despite a promising performance from the Foxes, Chelsea found their way to a win. Manchester City clawed back an equalizer against Manchester United in their derby game after City were forced down to 10 players via a very clear red card to Georgia Stanway. In France, as expected, Lyon and PSG are still cruising through the weekly results. Caterina Macario scored the opener for Lyon in a 4-1 win over Bordeaux, and Marie-Antoinette Katoto tallied a hat-trick in PSG's big win from the weekend. Juventus and Sassuolo are top of the table in Serie A, with AC Milan and Roma settling for a 1-1 draw this past weekend. In Germany, Bayern continues to lead the way, though Wolfsburg is not too far behind without a loss yet, only dropping points via a draw to Freiburg earlier this month. For Champions League action, we've got the next set of group stage matches on Wednesday the 13th and Thursday the 14th, but we had plenty of intrigue across the groups already. Now, if there's one match that I think is absolutely must-see TV, or streaming in this case, I think it's Juventus versus Chelsea. Now, Juventus has 3 points in the bag for their Group A standings already, and Chelsea was part of an instant classic with Wolfsburg for this current Champions League season. It was a wild 3-3 draw, just scenes. Pernille Harder found an equalizer against her former club deep into stoppage time to claw back that point for Chelsea. Do we have another instant classic match on hand in Italy waiting for us? TBD. Arsenal will be looking for a statement game after that big loss to Barcelona, who have continued to show us why they are the best team in the world. Arsenal will get that chance against Hoffenheim on Thursday at home in Meadow Park. The 20 nominees for the 2021 Ballon d'Or are in, and we can now begin speculating on who is succeeding Megan Rapinoe as this year's winner. Now, the list is pretty heavily dominated by 2 club teams, that's Barcelona and Chelsea, for fairly obvious reasons, I think we can all agree, and 1 international team, gold medal winning Canada. Only 1 American made this year's list of nominees, and that's Sam Mewis. Now, while it feels pretty clear to me that Barcelona's Alexia has to be the front runner for the award, a teammate of hers is also the front runner for the most head-scratching snub of the list. The fact that Caroline Graham-Hansen did not make this one feels very weird, but the same case could also be made for Mappy Lyon as well. Now, to be fair, I guess that is the burden of being a stacked team with the reputation that they have, that any awards list could just never capture the true depth and talent on Barcelona. Before we get to all of the latest news across the NWSL, let's first focus on the return to play, as we are now firmly in the endgame when it comes to the final playoff spots and the all-important playoff seeding. Our first question around the NWSL: will OL Reign sneak past Portland to claim the NWSL Shield? It's looking more and more likely, as the Reign have left behind their early woes and put it all together despite their own coaching change mid-season back to Laura Harvey. The Reign beat Chicago 3-2 thanks to a brace from Jess Fishlock, and what an absolutely perfectly placed banger from Jess Fishlock in that match, plus Rose Lavelle's first goal for the team, and they're only 1 point back from Portland.
Fishlock, she's going to give it a go, and that one hits off the crossbar and goes down for the first goal of the evening for OL Reign. What a strike from Jess Fishlock. That's on the play. Able to get up though, as Lavelle will give it a strike, and that one finds its way in, and Rose Lavelle has her first goal with the OL Reign.
But here's the best part. On Wednesday night, these 2 teams go head-to-head. Stay up late, get yourself a nice drink, and we get to watch the 2 best teams in the league lay it all out there at 10:30 Eastern on Paramount+. Yes, this game should be on TV. The Dash picked up a huge win over North Carolina to launch them into third place in the standings. The table remains as tight as ever, with the Spirit winning big at Audi Field on Saturday night to push them into 5th place, and then Gotham battling out a key win over Orlando to keep them in that final playoff spot. The Red Stars and Orlando are not out of this yet. Gotham's in 6th place sitting on 29 points, but Chicago has that exact same point tally, and Orlando's on 28. So this is tight still, and if we are lucky, this comes down to the wire in our wildest finish of an NWSL season ever. Of course, for as much intrigue as we have on the field, the players are still working through all of the fallout of the past couple of weeks. They have been working around the clock to lead the way on what comes next for the National Women's Soccer League. The players have also continued their moment of solidarity in the 6th minute of each match, locking arms in a circle at the middle of the field. In Orlando, Mana Shim joined this moment, led out by her friend Alex Morgan, to lock arms with current players. Well, Rain added her name, plus Sinead Fairley's name and Kaya McCullough's name to the backs of their shirts. I do also really want to highlight Kaya's op-ed for the Washington Post on the show as well. It's absolutely a must-read from someone who has truly been at the front of this moment for a while now. That lack of support for the players was by design, ensuring that nobody felt safe enough to speak up. But the time for that is over, and the players across the organization are reclaiming the power that the league systematically stole from them, she wrote. It's our duty to build a sport where trauma isn't the price for playing the game we love. It's our duty to demand conditions that allow players not merely to get by, but to thrive and rejoice. The news from Washington also keeps coming with our report at The Athletic that Steve Baldwin is trying to open up a sale process after rescinding an offer for Michelle Kang to buy the team. The players have already thrown their support behind Kang, and on Saturday night I watched as she was greeted with a huge round of applause by the Spirit fans at Audi Field. Now, the future of this league is still just absolutely a work in progress, but following and supporting the NWSL Players Association and the Black Women's Players Collective, who have a brand new website too, both can accept donations. Those are easy steps right now for fans to take. Thank you for joining me here on The Fixture. Don't forget to get in your nominations for the WICC and Verizon Community Best 11, where we will highlight those pushing the women's game forward and making changes in their community. Nominations end on October 19th, so go to @ICCWomen on social media, click the link in the bio, and cast your nomination today. And while you're there nominating, make sure you also follow those accounts so you can keep up on all of the latest in between episodes. You can always find me at It's Meg Linehan. Thank you for watching, and I will see you right here again next week.